Welcome to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and YouTube channel, where we bring fun and magic back to your life and business. I'm your host, Kay Decker, aka the Sparkle Bomb Coach, and I help women to connect with their soul and intuition, tap into their desires, and magnetize everything they desire in life, business, and relationships by turning on their inner sparkle. I'm so excited for you to be here. So let's sparkle! Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and YouTube channel. I am so excited to be back here, and especially today, it's August. I cannot believe it's August, but also I totally can. So I hope that you feel super excited about August, because I do. August has been such a significant month, and just everything leading back to the fall has always been such a significant period of time, like a pivotal time when everything shifts. And this is what this episode is going to be about also. So whether you are in the position of like, oh my gosh, everything is awesome, everything is happening, everything is working out exactly how I wanted, how I desired, how I craved, or whether you're in the position of like, ugh, why is this not happening? I thought I would be further along. Like, what's going on? Why is it not clicking? Why is it not happening? So no matter which one of these two personas are you, I know that this episode is going to help you massively. Because there is always a next level that we want to reach. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, there's always next level. That's the most exciting thing. There's always new goal. There's always new thing. There's always new next level that we want to align with. And I've been asked so many times in the past maybe week or so to speak about like, how do we align with our next level? How do we let go of the idea of time? How do we really trust that what we desire, what we want, what we crave is actually happening? And it's coming at such a perfect time. So for those of you who didn't know me last year, which probably is majority of you, let's face it, last August was such a pivotal time for me, because if you didn't know me or if you haven't heard my story yet, last year I decided that 2019 is going to be the year, that 2019 is going to be the year when I make six figures, when my business takes off, when everything starts unfolding. I was just like, this is happening. I am all in, like, let's freaking do this. And I started the year strong, and I made about $1,000. Then I made over $2,000, and it was like, okay, this is rolling. And then March came in, and I made another power move, and then my income dipped, and it was like $400. And in April, I invested in myself over $30,000 into a coaching with my mentor, and my income was $400. And 6 months went by, hence we come almost to the time of like the end of August, end of September. Like, it was the period of August and September. I was getting towards the end of my coaching contract, and I was just like, holy shit. Sorry if you have kids with you, I'm so sorry. But I was just like, what am I gonna do? I am nowhere near I wanted to be. For the year, I don't know how much money I made by this time, but it wasn't anywhere near 100K. And I was just like, oh, what am I gonna do? Why is this not happening? Why is this not clicking? I declared that this is going to be my year, and it's freaking August, and it doesn't look like it's happening. Even though I've been showing up, I've been like investing in myself, I've been doing the things, like, why is it not happening? And because it was already August, there was this part of me that was like, well, it's just not going to happen. I guess it's just not happening. And I knew that I had the choice to just kind of almost give up on it. And there have been times in my life when we would get to August and maybe different goals for me, for my life, were not happening. And I would just be like, okay, I can just back up now. But that's not me. I know that I never give up. I never give up on my goals. I never give up on my dreams fully. I might have a time when I am less actively working on them. I might have time when I feel discouraged. I might have time when I'm just like, F this is not worth it. But then I always get up and I always keep going. So what I decided last year was like, okay, I'm going to take all of this, everything that I learned and did in the past 7 months, and I'm going to use this as the foundation. I'm going to use this as my momentum, and I am going to keep aligning to my next level. I'm going to keep aligning to my dream, to my desire. Which brings me to today's topic. And before we dive into all of the stuff, so like how can you align with your next level, with your next goal, with your next desire, with more effortless manifestation, with overflow, with anything that you desire, I want to say I am celebrating that it's August 4th and I already had effortlessly come into my account over $2,800 cash. And last August, I didn't even make that in a month. So much can shift. So much can shift in a year. So much can shift in 12 months from now. So much can shift in when we keep going, when we keep evolving and growing and taking the next step and taking and trusting that it's going to shift. And it doesn't have to necessarily take 12 months, because even last year, August was the month that I made, I cannot remember, but it was under this. It wasn't $2,800. I know that for sure. But in September, that's when I had my first 6K month. So yes, did it take me almost 9 months to get over 5K? Over 9 months of dedication, investing in myself, trusting in myself, showing up? Yes, it did. But does it really matter in hindsight that it was 9 months? In hindsight, it felt like everything happened so freaking quickly. So yeah, first 9 months of 2019, it took me to get to over 5K. But if I look in now, 9 months back, like the past 9 months from present moment, I have made over $150,000 cash. So when we shift, we can shift radically. When we realign, when we align to our next level, we align to our next level. So does it seem that the first 9 months of 2019 took forever? Yes, it felt like forever. But in hindsight, it didn't actually matter, because when I shifted, when I realigned, that was it. That was done. And that's just how it was. And that's how it is. And we get to continuously do that. So no matter where you are at, no matter how long it's been maybe taking you to align to your next level, to your next desire, just trust me, the time doesn't matter if you keep doing the work. And instead of using time as a burden, or instead of using time as an excuse, start using time as your foundation. Start using time for you, not against you. And instead of trying to control time or when things happen, focus on being in charge of your power and stepping in your power, because that's something that you can influence. It's something that you can change. It's something that you can choose. We cannot change time. We cannot make sure that it happens on our timing. It will always all happen on aligned timing. But what we can change, what we can focus on, what we can be in control of is our alignment and our power. So now, if what you desire is to align to your next level, to your next goal, to your next desire, ask yourself, first of all, what is your next level? What is your next level desire? What is your next goal? Is your next goal making 5K consistently in your business? Is your next goal 10K? Is it 15K, 20K, 30K, 50K? Whatever it is. And ask yourself, why do I desire this? Why do I want this? What does it really mean for me? How is it going to shift my life? How is it going to change my daily life? This is one of the first questions that I actually ask myself. Okay, so what is my next level? How does it look like? How does it feel like? What is it actually bringing me? Why do I desire this? Why do we want this? So what do I want? What do I want? What do I desire? What is the next goal? And then what would it mean? How would it look like? What would it actually bring it to me? How would it look like on my daily basis? Like, what could I do if I could be making 20K months with ease? What would it actually bring me? What could I say yes to? And it might be simple things at first, like getting my nails done every 2 weeks, or getting my hair done every 6 weeks, or, going shopping for clothes, or putting anything that I desire in my online shopping cart and just having a whole bunch of things delivered to me. It could be saying yes to buying the present that you actually want to buy to your friend who just had a baby. It could be flying your sister in so she can spend time with you when your husband is deployed. Like, what is it that you actually crave? What is the impact in your daily life? And if you already have all of those things and there's something else, there's something next, maybe it's like, well, I could travel more. Every month, I could just pick any destination in the globe and just go there. When I'm on a vacation, maybe I could go and book another vacation. Maybe there's another getaway that I could book for myself. I know that especially now with like COVID and all of that, it's a little bit more restricted, but we can still enjoy everything else that is available to us and be conscious, be responsible, be careful, and have fun. Like me and my husband, he's in the military, so we were even a little bit more restricted because of his work, where we could go and we couldn't. So we planned even though we originally had different plans for travels, we planned a little getaway here in the state of Washington, and we went to our favorite lodge surrounded by mountains in the Winery region, and then we went out to Seattle to spend an entire day on a boat, which was so much fun. It was so beautiful. And then as we were on that vacation, California turned out to be a green state, which for us meant like we can travel there. So we booked our next vacation in Napa, and we're going, and it's going to be so much fun. So we can, even with the restrictions, even no matter how big the restrictions are in your state, in your country, there are still things that you can do. And when you focus on them, how you can even enjoy the freedom, even in the little pockets, maybe right now, currently, because of where the world is and what's going through. When you focus on that, it's going to feel so much more empowering and so much more fun to plan out your next level and wanting to align with your next level. So the step number 1, what do you actually want? What is your next level? What is your next goal? What is your next desire? 2, why the heck do you even want it? What is this going to bring you? How does that going to look like? What are you going to be able to say yes to when you have that? And step 3, if you already did have it, if it already was coming, who would you be? How would you show up? What would you say? How would you show up? Because sometimes we fear that people won't get it, that people will not understand it, people will think that we are too much or too little or not enough, or all of these BS stories that are playing in our head that are actually keeping our power off, keeping our power maybe halfway on. And we shy away from our full expression of our power, and we don't show up fully, and we don't do the things out of fear. We are keeping ourselves small. So if you knew that it was coming, if you knew that it was happening, how would you show up? What would you say? What would you do? And then the last question, which is literally my favorite one and the most powerful one, and can be the most difficult to answer because we don't want to see it, we don't want to hear it. It's comfortable to not listen to it. It's comfortable to not admit this to ourselves. It's comfortable, but we don't want to be comfortable. Next level is meant to feel different. It's meant to feel slightly uncomfortable because it's new, because it's different, and that's okay, and that's good. That's a good thing. So the last question that I always ask myself is, if I knew that the only thing that is required for me to be a match for this thing is to fully be in my power and act as if it's already mine, and show up and make the boss moves as if it's already mine, what would I do? What would I do? So if it was guaranteed that when you show up in your power fully, you're gonna get your next level. You're gonna get your next level desire. You're gonna hit your next level goal. How would you show up? What are the actions that you would take? What would be the things that you would do? Would it be that you would maybe show up every day on a Facebook Live? Would it be that you would maybe host a masterclass? Would it be that you would start an email list? Would it be that you would actually join the next program that your intuition is nudging you to join? Would it be that you would actually look at your money story and rewrite that? Would it be that you would go and hire the mentor? Like, who would you be? How would you show up if you knew that if you showed up without fear in your power, that like it's happening, it's guaranteed? How would you show up? Because the truth is that number one reason why we don't have what we desire, why we don't have our next level, why we're not a match for it, is because we are avoiding listening to our intuition and taking the steps in our power, right? Because listening to our intuition, despite the evidence or without having any evidence and trusting, it takes us to be in our power fully. Like, you cannot make a move without being in your power. Like, you cannot listen to what I mean is like, when you hear your intuition whisper and it tells you what is your next step, what is your next level, what is your next move, like, it can be scary. It usually is scary, especially if you're just kind of like starting listening to your intuition. So it takes you being in your power to actually trust that. When you're not in your power, you're gonna give in to the doubt. You're gonna give in into the fear. You're gonna give in into, oh, I need evidence first for me to do that, for me to be able to trust myself. But that's not how it works. We need to trust and believe before the evidence shows up, because that's how it works. We need to believe and trust that it's happening and act as if it's already going to happen. Like, of course it's going to happen. So then it does. So to give you an example, why I brought up the story of me and last August and all of that good stuff is because I do that constantly, and I did that. And last year when I was looking at the end, like in August, after months of coaching, I was just like, holy guacamole, this doesn't seem like it's happening. I didn't see the evidence. There is literally evidence supporting the opposite, that it's not happening, that I'm investing in myself more than I'm making, that this is not sustainable. Heck, my husband was trying to convince me that this is not sustainable. And I just had to trust and believe in my dream, in my desires, without the evidence, despite the evidence. And what I decided was to make another power move. Instead of being like, you know what, I'll just step back, I'll just kind of keep doing what I'm doing and we'll see. I actually took a step forward. I took another step in the direction what I knew was my next level. And I joined a program that I knew was good for my soul. And I did the thing. I was scared. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm already investing so much in myself. Like, what the hell am I doing? But I did it anyway, because my intuition was nudging me to do that. And then after my contract expired, which was at the end of September, I still, even though I didn't see the return on investment, like right before it happened, I decided to commit to another level of mentorship because I just trusted. I decided that I'm going to be the crazy person, that I'm going to be the crazy person who trusts in herself despite the evidence. And that amount of trust and belief and faith is what takes it to really pull it in. So it's not about the amount of time. It's not about the amount of money. It's about the deep trust and belief and knowing that, you know what, I believe and I'm going to act and I'm going to take actions from the trust, from my power, from my next level. Like, how, if I already knew that this was happening, what would I advise to my past self? Like, if I imagine myself making whatever your next level is, whether is it 5K, 10K, 20K, like if I imagine myself being in a position that this is already mine, that it's already happening, that this next level desire is actually right now happening, if I look back, what would be the advice that I would have given myself? Does it make sense? So like I imagine myself, like if I imagine myself that it's already happening, if I imagine myself being in my power and being the person that is a match for this desire, how would she take action? And then I do it. And I jump and I do it and I show up for it. I show up as my next level version before my next level happens. So when you hear people saying like, oh, show up as your next level version, I don't know what I mean, but this is what it means for me. I need to act in alignment with my next level so I can be a match for my next level. So whatever your next level of desire goal is, I encourage you to actually take an active step forward towards that today. Go through the questions, answer them for yourself, and don't put it away. Don't put it for later. Finish listening to the podcast episode and then grab your journal, grab your pen, or grab your phone, whatever you might have handy, and answer those questions for yourself. What do I want? What would it mean? What would it bring me? How would it look like in my daily life if I had that? What would this bring me? And who would I need to be? How would I show up? What would be my next move? And if I was already a match for that, if I imagine myself being in my power, standing in my power, being a natural match for this desire, for this next level desire, what would be the actions? What would be the proactive action that I would take? What is the thing that I am avoiding, that I'm not listening, my intuition? What is the thing that I'm not doing? What is the thing that I'm avoiding that I know is in the way, that I know that if I 100% was sure that it's happening for me, then I would otherwise take? Like, what are the things that we're avoiding? And if one of the things that you've been avoiding is to hire your mentor, go hire that mentor. If one of the things that you've been avoiding is to look fully at your money and change your money blueprint and shift your relationship with money, then jump into the Manifestation Money Queen Academy and change it for once and for all. Because the thing is that sometimes we think that if we do the work once, it's done, and then that's it. But the truth is that especially with money, it's a relationship. We cannot be working on our money and our manifestation only when it's not working, or only once and be like, okay, this is done. It's a relationship. It's constantly growing and evolving and changing. And if we wanted to be the ones who are actually leading this energy, who are calling this in, manifesting this and allowing it in, that we need to be working on our relationship with the way how we manifest, working on our relationship with money. So if you've been feeling the pull to join the Manifestation Money Queen Academy, I highly, highly, highly recommend it that you join us. We start on August 18th. And if this is the very first time that you're hearing about the Manifestation Money Queen Academy, it is my signature program. It is a program where I literally teach you everything that I know about manifestation. How do I manifest in a way that it's easy and effortless and fun? I have manifested this year literally such an incredible things that I didn't even know that were possible. But that's how it is. Just because I don't know it's possible, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. So I manifested things like 90,000 off our mortgage for absolutely no reason, free stay in 4 seasons, so many free champagne bottles, free dinners, discounts, random checks literally coming to our account. I manifested our investment portfolio jumping up regardless of the pandemic. I obviously manifested absolutely soul-aligned clients. I manifested shifting my entire business from barely being able to make $2,800 in a month to making it in 4 days effortlessly, over and over again. Every single month this year was a multiple five-figure cash month for me, and I hit 100K in 5 months in 2020, even though I have never done that before in an entire year. But that also happened because I completely transformed my relationship with money. I look at my money, I love my money, I have a sexier relationship with my money. It's so much fun for me to play with money, to manifest money, to look at money. I freaking love it. And it didn't used to be that way. I used to feel bad about spending money. I used to feel bad about investing money. I used to feel bad about paying our bills. I used to have like this stressful, worried relationship with money. And go figure, I couldn't manifest more of it because I just didn't have a good feeling about money. I felt guilt and shame, and any time that I would make money, I would actually not let myself feel the joy fully. So this is what I teach inside of the Manifestation Money Queen Academy as well. We look at our money relationship so you can have the sexy, fun, flowy relationship with money, so you can call in the overflow, so you can always have more than you need, that you can have money coming to you from all the direction all the time. So you can feel overflowing with your money. So your credit cards can be paid to zero, and you can have money sitting in your savings and in your investments, and have money for date nights and presents and anything that you desire, because this is how it gets to be. Like, if there is one thing that I learned on my journey with money and manifestation, is that I am not an exception. I am not a special star that I am the only person this is working for. This can work for anyone who desires to align to that, who desires this, because just your desire is a sign that this is available to you. But when you listen to that intuition and the nudge, and you actually take a proactive, aligned step towards it or not, that is your choice. And if you don't, then that's sad. But if you do, it can shift, it can change, and it can shift, and it can feel really good. So if you want to join us inside of the Manifestation Money Queen Academy, if you feel the nudge, if you feel the pull, jump in. We start on August 18. You can message me on Instagram at Decker Coaching. You can message me on Facebook at Decker. You can send me an email at kadeckercoaching@gmail.com. Wherever you can get a hold of me, just jump in. And if you don't, because this is just something that you don't desire to work on, you don't want to get better at, that's totally fine. I hope that you loved this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in Insta story at Decker Coaching. If you are not subscribed to the podcast, it would mean the world to me if you do. And if you really, really love this podcast, please write me a short, cute review. I freaking love reading them. And if you love this topic and you want to drop the idea of the time, and you want to drop the limitations that might have been blocking you to your next level, there's also a masterclass that is absolutely free that I am hosting today on Thursday. And if you can catch us live, it's on Thursday, August 6th at 1 p.m. Pacific inside of the Sparkle Society. And if you are listening after this time, then obviously you can catch the replay. I will leave the sign up form in the show notes, so you can go there and even catch the replay, so you can explore further. And I hope to see you either in the masterclass or in the Manifestation Money Queen Academy or in the next episode. Bye!